Well, had a good day yesterday, just, reviewing the tape with the guys and just going over, the good, the bad, and the ugly, as you do every Sunday. And there's always good and bad and ugly. You have to go back and watching the videotape. A lot of self-inflicted wounds. I told our guys that, the good thing is you saw adversity out there, After one series in the third quarter, it's 28-21, and there's adversity, which is always good to fight through that, but it was self-inflicted adversity. I talked about a couple of them last night. The momentum changes of games. The Desmond Reed, punt return for a touchdown was a big momentum change for us. It's like, okay, we're going to knock them out, but then we let them come back in the game because of what we do. I mean, examples: the muff punt return that goes for a touchdown. Give them momentum. An interception, big return, but again, our defense gets the momentum back by stopping them and getting their own interception. Third one is, we got to go 3-and-out defensively. We jump over a shield of some sort, which, the guy kind of chopped us, so it's a little bit of an odd play, and you can't chop on, you can't block below the waist either on special teams, but either way, it's a momentum changer. All of a sudden, defense is back out there, sudden change again. So things like that we did to ourselves. Opening kickoff. I think when you look at just winning the field position, they started off having the ball at the their worst field position was the -25. Our worst was the -5 in the -10. So we had 95 and 90 yards to go. So just explaining all that stuff to our guys last night. But great meeting. A win is a win is a win. We'll make corrections. They're very coachable guys, and I like where they are attitude-wise right now. And we'll move on to a good Cincinnati football team. I mean, Scott Satterfield's been there for his second year. We faced him when he was at Louisville. He's a heck of a coach. He's probably the play caller on offense. I think he does an outstanding job, as good as anybody's going to do, of mixing up personnels and different formations and motions. Heavy motion team as well. So we'll work again a lot on motions and what we're going to see there. You got a transfer quarterback from Indiana that's Sorbsby, Brendan, who was a good football player. Got Kiner in the backfield. Xavier Henderson, receiver. Royer, transfer tight end from Ohio State, who's a dude. I think number 11. You'll see him if you watch any tape. They got skilled guys everywhere. They're talented. They're like an ACC football team playing in the Big 12. So it's a big ACC versus Big 12. That's a challenge this week. So I like that. Defensively, they're 3-4. They got a new coordinator. Defensively, but they're kind of an odd team, which will be the first time we've seen the odd look. So it'll be interesting, game plan wise, what we do, and as we prepare and block something different. So obviously the Corley kid on defense, Corleone, he's an outstanding football player. He was out, you guys know, during the summer, but I expect Dante to be back. I think he'll be back for us. I think it's been plenty of time talking to people. Expect him to be back. He's the dude up front. They got some other great players up front. Eric Phillips, a big defensive end, number 97, is a great player. Bartlett at linebacker stands out to me. Their middle linebacker gets things rolling. And in the back end, they got skilled guys to cover you up. So, questions?
Pat, your new depth chart has Eli Holston as the lone starting quarterback. Is that race now solidified and Eli's the guy moving forward?
Right now he is. I mean, that's kind of what that's what we looked at. And you look at the tape, and he just made really good decisions. He's calm. It's his first start. You never knew what was going to happen, but Eli was impressive on game tape.
What would you say about Nate and how he's handled that situation? Of course, he was QB1 in the spring, start summer camp. That's got to be tough for a young man to take.
Yeah, Nate. Nate's he's a pro. In my opinion, he's as great a kid as you're going to be around. He knows it's a long season. We all know it's a long season. If we get our quarterback hit like we did last week, Nate will be the guy in there, and we got a heck of a lot of confidence in him. Nate has handled it well. I'm sure it's not easy. It's not easy making the decisions. Not easy taking it, but he's a supporter, just like he was last week. I expect the same support this week of him, encouraging and coaching like he does.
Chad, is there something beyond the stats that really jumped out to you about Eli and his performance on Saturday?
Yeah, I think just composure, I would say. I mean, Jeff, you just look at how he just kind of was out there smooth, like it's, he's just kind of, you don't ever know how a guy's going to react. I don't care if it's a quarterback or a D lineman, how are they going to react when the lights turn on? But he, we like what we saw as far as just his composure on game day, how he carried himself, how he led the offense, how, there wasn't a bunch of, false starts and, mechanical issues as far as, just the operation, and it was a clean start. That's tough to do for a redshirt freshman.
Sorry, can Dez be a guy, a 20, 25 touch a game guy, or is he maybe as a change of pace back because he's not the biggest dude in the world?
Good question. The dude's as tough as a guy that I've seen around. He's explosive. He's tough, and like anybody, you want to limit it. You don't want to do too much with them. We'll talk this afternoon at our staff meeting just about reps on special teams. How many plays did we have? This guy get on offense plus special teams equals what? Just to see what he's doing and what we got to get to. But as you guys know, running back position can be by committee, but he's a special guy back there, and he can handle it.
He does not seem afraid of anything.
I don't know if I know you were in Paris for a while, but during fall camp, that dude is as tough a guy as I've seen at tailback here. Okay, Izzy Vandekanter was there the other day. Izzy, was an okay pass protector. As big as 210 pounds when he's here. He looks 220 now. Desmond is like, he will stone you in the hole, and it's like, whoa, like what? Like, I don't know where he gets it. He's good in that. I mean, he's tough.
Did that kind of surprise you when he first came here, given his stature?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at him, I'm like, well, how many carries can we get? We got to protect him. Get out of bounds, do all those things. He doesn't turn it. He's not turning that down.
What were the issues with the sacks?
A little bit of everything. Some miscommunication. I think one of them was a bad call. We missed a couple things, but just little stuff that we can clean up. Nothing that I'm like, oh my gosh, what are we doing?
Physical.
No. Branson's kick slide was not good. We don't know where it came from. Haven't seen it before, but he came out with a new style of pass protection. But it's easy to get cleaned up.
How do you feel about the depth at running back? Desmond and Derek are also very good.
Yeah, and Daniel Carter's a good football player too. We hope to get Joel's back here soon. And I think shake and run and hit the holes and do all the things that Dez can do. We got to work on his pass protection.
What's wrong with Joel?
I don't know.
Pat, how did you guys handle the offense handle the pace in terms of Cade wants to get the ball set at a certain time, snap at a certain time? How do you think you guys handle that?
Yeah, again, it comes down to operation, and again, it starts with the quarterback and getting the call out there. But they got lined up pretty quick. I mean, you're seeing them hustle around and get lined up. I didn't get the average snap. Matter of fact, I'll work on that today. I'm glad you asked. Just to get the average snaps in the game. Coach Sal, you got Mark on that, please. But I get it for every practice. I'm not sure why I didn't get it for the game. But they did a good job. I mean, it was one of those first time doing it. Like, how good can we be at it? How detailed can we be? And again, the tough part is you're trying to run fast as an offense, and everybody's getting lined up quick. And and again, to Eli's credit and Nate's credit, those guys are getting lined up, and a lot of times, you got to make sure they're all lined up before you snap the ball. Someone's, getting their, making sure they're on or off the line of scrimmage, and we didn't have any of those, and we moved pretty quick. So I think that's only going to get better.
You were obviously pleased that there were no procedure penalties. Did that surprise you that there were none?
Not really. I mean, we kind of, during camp, there was a little, 2 or 3 day window during camp that I'm like, what are we doing? We jumped off sides again. And then we turned the music up real loud and made crowd noise, and then there was none. It disappeared. I was like, so it's a matter of being locked in, focused, and you better pay attention. The noise is going, so, I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but that was a little shift in camp when it got noisy out, and probably just, you think it's easy and the cadence is easy, and all of a sudden you lose your focus.
Do you, can it almost be because of the tempo? Do you feel like it might almost force guys to focus more because they're moving at the higher rate because there's a greater sense of urgency snapping as quick as they do?
Yeah, man, I think that has something to do with it, but you still got to lock in. There's a lot going on with the cadence. It's not just like set hut, we go on the first huddle all the time.
Did you like the pace he had? I mean, it was no huddle per inch all the time, but it seemed like kind of back and forth about how quick they were snapping. It seemed like sometimes a little bit more, like they slowed it down a little bit. Did you like Cade's feel for the pace?
I loved it. I mean, I loved that. Man, again, I think the toughest thing on a defense is when when you do it all, like if you're all fast and you stay fast, that's easy. It's when you're in and out of stuff and you're going fast and it's slowing down. That to me, as a defense guy, is the hardest thing to deal with, because your guys are up ready to go and all of a sudden now you're sitting on the ball and you're not doing anything. Like, come on, let's go. You want to play because you went fast 2 plays in a row and all of a sudden you slow it down. So I think that's exactly the way we want it to be.
After seeing this fast pace with your own eyes in the game, are you more convinced than ever that this is the way of college football now, that you have to be able to do that now?
Well, I think you can do it any way you want. It's having the personnel I like what we're doing, but I think it comes down to just having the right people and doing what you do. So I feel good with where we are for sure.
What did you think of Sincere Edwards' performance on Sunday?
You guys heard me all camp talk about how physical that dude is. Like, and if you watch the tape or you just had your eyes on number 90 out there, he's physical, he's aggressive. I thought he played really well for another true freshman. You're talking about a guy, went to the prom in March and April, and he's playing fast like he is. So it was pretty impressive.
You guys gave up a couple big pass plays on Saturday. Did you notice anything about those coming back?
Yeah, bad technique, fundamentals. Again, the one I'm not sure. You guys tell me if the second touchdown on PJ was complete or not. Haven't paid much attention to it since the game, but can't really tell on the TV copy the all 22, but from the end zone or the wide. But that was a tough one. I think it was good coverage. The other one was a little bit of I don't want to say busted coverage, but you saw PJ kind of undercut it. He got a couple picks in camp doing it, and he felt like I could do that. Well, only get you till he gets you. If he doesn't undercut it, we got a chance. And then we had some bad technique on another one that got called back. So those are the three. I think there was 3 total big passes. And then we got a missed tackle by Donovan on one of them, and then McMillan misses it, and 15-yard gain turns into 41, which was the longest big pass of the day was missed tackles. It should have been an easy catch and tackle.
Pat, when you're going from a team that's where Kent State is at, they're trying to rebuild their program, to Cincy, which is a little bit bigger time. When you're reviewing film on Sunday, do you let them feel good about, hey, 55 points, 500 yards, or do you maybe more emphasize, hey, look, we got to clean this stuff up because the next week this is not going to fly?
Self-inflicted wounds. Cincinnati's a really, really good football team. If you guys recall, they were in the playoffs a couple years ago, so they've got talent. They do a great job recruiting. They're in a hotbed of football in Southwest Ohio. So they got talent. They got talent all over that roster, and they've obviously dipped into the portal. A lot of their defensive guys are from the portal as well. So they're talented, and going from there to Cincinnati is a difference. But going back to the end of that question, is like we're going to be on our guys' tails this week as far as just the details. And if you go do what you did on Saturday and you go down to Cincinnati for a noon start there, you might not be so happy walking in the door after that game.
And how would you evaluate the receiver corps after the first game?
Receiver corps did a good job. I think we had a couple drops, but Kenny Johnson had 2 spectacular catches. Poppy Williams, as I've told you during camp, did a nice job. Looking at the top 3 there, and then Kanate Mumfield was really good as well. And Gavin, he got his 5 or 6 catches, I thought he did a nice job. So overall, when you get opportunities, you got to make plays. And I think anybody that had an opportunity to catch a ball, did a pretty good job at it.
Is that what you want to see? Getting that ball spread around, keeping the defenses a little bit off balance.
Yeah, but that's what you want. Again, if they're double covering somebody or doing something where we can't get the ball to that guy, the coverage always dictates. So I know everybody likes to get Gavin the ball. We got 2 this weekend. Will be a battle between 2 great tight ends as well in this game. With the Warrior kid and obviously Gavin. But you want to spread it around. But again, you know, it's not like, you know, Eli or Nate drop back to pass and throw it to a guy they didn't want to throw it to because he's good. You know, it's all based on coverage. And we're going to see a lot of, you know, drop 8 coverage this weekend too.
After you evaluated with the film, how did you evaluate your defensive line, just the push they got in front, run in pass?
You know, I mean, I felt bad for that quarterback after the game. He took a beating. It was, you know, our guys played hard up front. There was attack up front. There was penetration. You know, they defensively, I liked the relentless play that we had. Could have been cleaner tacklers. You know, that third quarter first series was the most annoying thing I've seen, and I'll take that responsibility and I'll make sure it doesn't happen this week in practice because we're in a third quarter ACC period this week. So, you know, whether they didn't come out, you know, whatever, it wasn't acceptable. You know, that's another momentum change thing that we didn't get done. So, you know, I was happy with the push we got up front, and you know, did a nice job.
New technology work on.
Mr. Technology, I figured Jeremy has the technology. You know, the iPads are spectacular on the sideline. It's great to be able to see what the heck's going on, and the green dots were good. No problems there, no issues.
What did you think about how Ryland and Rashad played at cornerback this past weekend?
You know, they played solid. There's some things they got to clean up for sure. And I know Coach Collins is focused and locked in to try to get them better. Get first, I would say for the, you know, Ryland for his first maybe real start. I don't think he started at all last year, so it's his first start. You know, I think, you know, he did a good job. Rashad Battle, you know, he may not never had a start before as well. So him, Taman, and you know, those 3 guys, I think are going to get better and better every game with just the reps and the experience of going out there and seeing it live. It's different.
Pat, do you have a policy? You guys have a policy on return of the ball bounces, whether the guy should pick it up or not if it doesn't come right to him?
Well, you know, Des let one bounce and got it. I mean, to me, is it hot or not, right? I mean, if the thing's like, is it going? But like, I don't think, you know, Kanate really wanted to pick that thing up, but it was like, it's coming right to me. I'm going to take it. And you know, I think he wanted to go make a play. You know, players want to go make plays. So I think that was one of those. And you know, he apologized right after. It was like, you know, and that's what you love about, you know, Kanate and a lot of our players on our team is, you know, he's like, you know, my bad. You know, I'm a knucklehead. So. But you know, it was one of those favorable bounces where, you know, he could have done something with it as long as you tuck it away and clean it up. So, but we got to be smart around those balls and be careful.
Anything additional? Happy Labor Day. Thanks for being